Glad to have you back. And it's still the Tuesday's edition of the award-winning Morning Flight on the award-winning Station Law Award XP, where there is a convergence of faith and entertainment. Our guest, Barrister Justice Ogena, has joined us in the studio. And like I did tell you, is a gentleman who enjoys talking law and talking politics. I hope I'm right.
Yes, you are, definitely.
Right, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
It's a pleasure to join you.
Right, a news broke yesterday. The judgment, Federal High Court judge in Abuja did rule that INEC should deregister 5 political parties because they did not meet the threshold of 25% in the last election. My question is this: whose responsibility is it to deregister political parties? Is it the court or is it INEC? Constitutionally.
Okay, constitutionally, it is INEC's job to deregister the courts, but we...
To deregister political parties?
To deregister political parties. God forbid they deregister the courts, because the courts are not registered. The courts are constitutionally created. So, yeah, it is INEC's responsibility to deregister political parties, but generally we usually talk about the fact that executive arms of government, when they have the constitutional right or constitutional power to carry out certain responsibilities, if they refuse to carry out such responsibilities, citizens can actually go to court to force them to do it. So, and we call that generally in law mandamus. We go to seek an order of mandamus to get the court to compel the arm of the executive. Sometimes it's the police, sometimes it is the famous case of Fawemi and Akilu was a case where Gani Fawemi went to court to compel the investigation of Dele Giwa by the then Inspector General of Police. So that is frontally to answer that your question. But whether it is appropriate in this case for that to be done leaves a whole lot to be desired. I'm ashamed of what happened, but as a person that's an insider, I can give some postulations as to some possibilities as to why it might have happened. It is perfectly, we have not seen the CTC, so I don't have the wholesome information to be able to give a precise and unwavering take on it. But we have situations where it's possible that they were sued. Of course, the people that sued, the Association of Former Legislators, some nameless set of persons or group, they said they sued, and it is perfectly possible that ADC took it as a joke and didn't put up an opposition. Okay. So if you don't put up an opposition, if you are sued and you are served, yes, in the court, yes, it's a perfect possibility. Yeah. If you are sued, or if you are about to be served a suit or a letter or anything, and this goes to everybody that is listening to us, whether an artificial personality or natural persons, you have to accept service. And when you accept service, you have to reply.
Respond, yeah.
Yeah. If it's a letter, if you don't respond to a letter that you are served, there is we say silence is consent. So there is a presumption that you have admitted whatever it was that was served on you. And if it's also a legal process, if you refuse to reply and the court is satisfied that you have been duly served, the court will presume that you have admitted everything that was alleged against you in the suit. So that's a perfect possibility. Because I do not see on God's green earth how the weakest defense would have been put in to intimate the judge that at least ADC won an election in Kogi State, won a couple of elections in Kogi State. There's a young man that I think he just decamped not too long ago, one famous Kogi legislator.
He hasn't even decamped, he's still there.
Fantastic.
He's still there.
So he's still there. So if that had been brought to the notice of the court by the worst lawyer on the face of the earth that took his time in a drunken state to say, my lord, in Kogi State, there is a... You understand? that already is sufficient to make the court never ever make this kind of order. There are a number of places where ADC, at least...
Can it be appealed?
Absolutely. of course, options that are available on the table now for
the five political parties.
For the 5 political parties is to file what we call a stay of execution. Tell Peter Lifu and his court, please do not enforce this judgment now. Right. So after they file a motion for stay of the execution of the judgment, of course, they by now expect that they would have filed their notice of appeal and their appellate brief. Right. So once they have filed those appellate briefs, then the Court of Appeal will have a second bite at it. But it is dangerous for some of us that in practice, the court where you are supposed to put up a defense, if you do not put up a defense at the trial court, sometimes it is extremely difficult for you to now revert it or reverse it on appeal. The trial court is the court of evidence. If you do not put in your evidence at the time you're supposed to put in your evidence, the trial court has already rolled on the principle of law that you have admitted at the lower court. It's an admission. You have already admitted by not putting up a defense, especially when it is proven to the court that you were duly served. Because the rule is the rule of fair hearing. And again, it's another Gani Fawehinmi case. I think it is Gani Fawehinmi and NBA. The rule, one of the rules in that case is that it is not compulsory for you. Fair hearing does not mean that you have to represent yourself in court. Fair hearing means that you must have been given the opportunity to represent yourself in court. You must have been informed and duly informed and given the opportunity to represent yourself in court. If you now choose to squander that opportunity, bad for you. Bad for you.
You know, the question that keeps coming up is, you know, we're already looking at how many weeks down the line registration for voters will close. We're already looking months down the line. The election is here. Why now? All of this movement has started with ADC. It started with, you know, with the likes of all these leaders coming into ADC to try to form a coalition. We had a Peter Obi who was there earlier, you know, left because of, you know, the things he had seen there. We had you know, different guys like that. The Kenneth Okonkwo, who was also, you know, so we have these guys coming out to say different things, say, you know what, the reason why I don't want to be a part of this is because of what I'm seeing, the underlying tone. So we're asking, the question is, why is it now that these guys have already sort of have like a concrete, you know, they kind of have something working for them. We have an article who is, whether you like it or not, I am the presidential candidate.
Yes.
Any other person can come after me.
Yes, yes.
You know, we already have that, you know, concretized. So why is it now that this is coming up?
Joy, it's battle. It's a game of, it's not checkers this time, it's advanced chess. So as a lawyer too, the timing of when I file my suit is part of the battle. I would not have filed this suit 2 years ago because they would have gotten enough time to put their acts together. It's checkmate. It's checkmate. It's the timing too in lawsuits is of extreme importance. You have to calculate and you have to make it so close to the election that it becomes futile, or the other persons, they will lose steam. The article group, their court group. I feel
For instance, Adiveke.
Yes, their court group.
The election is in the next few days.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said their court group. They're going to lose so much steam. But again, they'll be able to. They should be able to rely on.
Well, what impact do you think this judgment will have on our democracy?
I think it's going to make it more robust. And it's going to make it more robust in that politicians or political actors are going to be more alive to landmines, regulations, and laws that apply to democracy. They will not just feel that, oh, it's all about buying forms and all. You now have to bring a whole lot of experts into the fray to help you practically maneuver through all the landmines. That's on the robust side. But again, it's going to decimate our democracy in that it will now be a game for high rulers. High rulers, people who can actually afford it. This time is beyond the expression of interest form or the nomination forms. Yeah. It will now be people who can indeed hire the team of lawyers who will perpetually be reading the laws or perpetually be engaged in lawsuits. Because now, again, I see this, even though I said that timing is a lot in law and in politics, including in filing actions, it means that you have to probably now have to hire hordes of lawyers to actually be attending to some nameless form of a group like the former the legislators
former legislators. When I saw it, I was wondering.
In Nasarawa State, you have to have a team of lawyers there. You have sued you in Kogi State, you have a team of lawyers there. Because if you do not attend to any one of it, remember the status quo antebellum suit too. That was also the case. They did not attend to, ADC did not attend to it on time. At the High Court, because they were thinking, what kind of situation is this? And that's why I'm talking about the robustness of legal practice in that space, robustness of consultants, robustness of the people you have to engage to be able to ensure that you are not caught by one tiny snare is there. But we must also always remember that sometimes, in fact, in Nigeria, politics is almost becoming as complicated as rocket science. Elon Musk, congratulations to him, is the first trillionaire.
Yeah.
You want to send a rocket into space. Now we know as much that one bolt cannot be missing.
Right.
If that bolt is missing, the destiny of the rocket is that it's going to explode somewhere along the line, and you'll not be able to deliver on exactly what the vision was. But again, with him, and again, as with our politics, we will know that with every explosion, it's not a waste of resources.
So,
it is a bunch of lessons.
With every explosion.
Yes.
It's not a waste of resources, but
a lesson. You have learned one more way not to do it.
Because you asked the impact on this on democracy, I'm also looking at the INEC. INEC all this while have the list of those who are supposed to, political parties, whether, who are eligible to be. So does this not give an eyebrow on the INEC, the Independent Electoral Commission already on its own? Because as at before today, they should have known that these guys, or we're not even looking at the party which is supposed to have been aware that, they allege that they didn't make the 25% vote from the last election. Is INEC not aware? Could they have raised it up for these political parties to say, you know what, we're not giving you this card for this election because you're not eligible based on this and based on that, before this kind of news?
Fantastic question, Joy. The issue is that provision of the Constitution, Section 225A, and the age suggests that it tells us actually that it was an amended provision of the Constitution, and they didn't want to add new numbers to the Constitution, so it doesn't go beyond Section 318 sections. So, in the amendment, it is not just the 25%. Yeah. Once you also win a seat in the legislature, in the federal election, and of course a ward in the local government elections and things like that, you are also qualified. So because ADC has the legislator or legislators from Kogi State and some other places, INEC was safe to assume that indeed it is a legitimate party, and they would not have gone a la carte to deregister the ADC and the other parties. So they did it correctly. But again, INEC, they know that it's a revolving door. Right. They are always waiting for the judgment of the next court that orders it, pursuant to Section 6 of our Constitution, that gives judicial powers to the judiciary. So once the next court orders it, do this, as a law-abiding body, it just must do it. So and they are on their seats waiting for the next judgment. And that's why I talked about the fact that you must have a horde of lawyers attending to these things. Because if you attend to 99, just like rocket science, and you fail to attend to one, whatever consequence comes from that one probably is going to blow whatever it is you have worked on the 99 out of the water. So again, politics essentially in Nigeria is lawfare. Yeah. The APC, the ruling party essentially, either through the voice of Jacob and the hand of Esau, is instigating people to go and bring actions.
But it's not the APC that said they should not. They should not represent themselves. They should not represent themselves anywhere.
The voice of Jacob, the hand of Esau. They won't come and say, oh, APC is suing INEC and all. They will bring one faceless group, a bunch of forum of legislators. Very soon it's going to be a forum of local government employees.
Okay, let's move to the address to Nigerians by the president, by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Democracy Day. That was June 12th. Incidentally, we're here on our program together anyway on that day. The president did tell terror financiers and those perpetrating that they must surrender. But there was no caveat, no timeline, no time frame. It's like timeless. And I'm asking, what will it take a president who is actually the commander-in-chief of the armed forces to say in the next 2-3 months, all of these have to do more or less with political will, which perhaps is lacking, which perhaps is responsible for the reason why we've not been able to tame insecurity in Nigeria?
For me, it's a shame. And you also laced it by saying he's the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. And it's a total shame that they have not been able to nip this in the bud. The fact that it's open-ended also means that it doesn't want us to hold him accountable. Once, if he gives a cutoff period, if he says in 90 days, and we all know that in 90 days, nothing's going to happen, then we will now be holding him responsible and accountable, like when about the famous time when he gave a timeline. In 4 years, if I don't provide electricity, you people should not vote for me. But now, 4 years has essentially come on. Except maybe in this twilight or in the remaining days, we can still have a miracle where we all have 24 hours electricity. So
even in Aso Rock,
in Aso Rock, they have gone. They have left. They've gone solar. So that's
electricity.
It's still electricity. It's still electricity. So he won't give a timeline. I don't expect it will be making a big mistake by giving a timeline. And it's very, very unfortunate. It's not the first time. We presently have lists of financiers graciously given to us by other countries. What have we done with those ones? Yeah, they were pressured and pressured and pressured until they published the names. It took years before they published the names. But we are not seeing prosecution with the ones they already have. With the ones they already have in the bag. We are not seeing mass prosecution of these people so that it will serve as deterrent to anybody who might be tempted to actually go into the political business of financing terrorism. But it is, so that's why it just has to talk vague. It's compulsory that they must give us Democracy Day speech. It's compulsory that they must give us October 1st speech. Yeah. It's compulsory that they must give us January 1st, New Year's Day speech. So they are just filling the blanks. They are just fulfilling all righteousness.
Yeah. You know, that's what Dickens said before we came back. I was telling him that the general who was, the late general, the wife was rescued. I said, so they rescued the wife and left the bandits to go. Because I'm thinking, if you're going to go for a rescue, there's a parameter, you secure the area and all of that.
Yes,
because,
perimeter.
Yeah, you're trying to rescue someone, but the people you're rescuing them from are people you also need to nip.
To apprehend.
Yes, to apprehend. Yeah. So you rescue the person and then you leave. I'm in my mind, I'm thinking, what's this?
In your mind, it is James Bond. It is a movie made in Nigeria.
Oh Oh my goodness.
Joy, there's a lot that they are not letting us know. And the more they keep performing this kind of James Bond, the more
you
Nigerians,
look, the less you
yes, the more Nigerians will be filling in the blanks. That the Nigerian state, the Nigerian government is not sincere to the Nigerian people. You know, they will come and they will rescue miraculously 316 human beings at once, and they will tell us that the bandits just became gracious and generous. They didn't give them anything. Okay, it's not impossible to become born again and just release 316 people without you giving them. If they had told us that maybe they laid hands on them or things like that, it would have been easier for me to believe than for you to say, at no point did they give their lives to Christ and they released 316 people and you didn't part with money, you didn't part with military hardware that they are using to come back again to haunt us. You didn't have a devil's bargain, sort of, that is going to put the Nigerian state in a much more difficult situation. I do not believe the Nigerian government. The bankruptcy of trust, and they just keep digging themselves further and further into a hole. And it is very, very unfortunate that they let it get to this, that every word that comes out of their mouth, the Nigerian people do not believe them. And it is not because the Nigerian people are naturally pessimists, but it is because the Nigerian government keeps piling up and force-feeding them with evidence to never, ever believe them at their first word. Except the Nigerian people see evidence and evidence and evidence, and it is incontrovertible. That's when the Nigerian people tend to believe whatever it is the government says. But when it comes to just the scenario you just described, it is very, very impossible for us to just believe that they just rescued. No casualty. We are not getting bandits dead or alive. We are not getting them dead or alive. And you say, you just found out something.
In fact, how they even brought the remains of the late general, also a mystery.
Absolutely.
It's a great exchange.
At least somebody brought the remains somewhere.
Maybe.
If we try to
unravel the mystery,
put the permutations together, at some point we will know, because we'll get into power, we'll have those kind of powers. But when we have those kind of powers, we should manage information better. We should manage communication better and not insult in a crass manner the intelligence of people that have been known to never ever be low IQ. So you just come, you just play Lai Mohammed on us, because it all started with Lai Mohammed, especially in recent times. It just feels that just open your mouth and tell the Nigerian government, Nigerian people anything, and maybe use the intimidation tactics of Bayo Nonuga. They will just take it like that, and it's unfortunate that we let it get to this.
Yeah.
Barrister Justice Ogiana, it's always a pleasure having you on our program, as it was on June 12th.
Yeah,
so it is today. Thank you so much. No, be rest assured, you won't come on Friday, you won't come on Tuesday.
Don't force me here again.
Well, it's been lovely talking politics and talking law.
It's a pleasure. It's my pleasure. Really.
Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure.
And
Thank
we do
you
love
very
you.
much. It's my pleasure. I love you too. I love all our viewers. I love everybody. Thank you.
Well, that's our Tuesday's edition of award-winning Morning Flight on the award-winning Senior Award XP. We'll be here again tomorrow, bigger, better, fresher, hotter, and stronger. My name is Shegun, with a surname that has a rhythm, Adebo Wale. I'm
Joy here, Yagbaja.
And it's Justice Ogiana. See you tomorrow, bright and early. Bye for now. Come on.